My beloved, come closer, lean all the way in, because the air around you right now is not ordinary air. Something from the throne of God is resting on this very second, pressing gently but firmly against your spirit, and deep inside you already know it. That strange weight you carried all day, that sudden tightness across your chest, those little flashes of uneasiness that came and went without explanation, those moments when your thoughts paused, as if someone invisible had walked into the room. None of it was imagination or tiredness or coincidence. Those were quiet sirens sent ahead of time from heaven itself, soft alarms ringing in your soul to wake you up before tomorrow night arrives. Archangel Michael has been standing watch at the edge of tomorrow, his sword already drawn because he has seen what is trying to line itself up against your life at exactly 9:31 in the evening. He has already stepped in twice before, pushing the darkness back, but the enemy kept rearranging the trap. Now God in his mercy has opened the gate for one final, third warning, the last one heaven is permitted to give you before the minute hand reaches that mark. My dear one, this is not a long post you can scroll past and forget. This is a rope of pure light being lowered straight from the Father's hand into yours while the storm is still gathering where you cannot yet see it. Tomorrow night at 9:31, something unexpected has been scheduled to crash into your path. It will not announce itself with thunder. It will probably look completely normal on the outside, perhaps a conversation that suddenly turns sharp, a decision made too quickly under pressure, a text message that tries to pull you into confusion, a knock at the door you were not expecting, an invitation that feels harmless but carries a hidden hook, or even a wave of heaviness that tries to convince you God has forgotten you. Whatever shape it wears, it was crafted to shake your faith, wound your heart, steal your peace, and push you off the narrow road God has been guarding over you. But long before it ever took shape, the Father saw it forming. Michael has already stood in its shadow. And tonight, heaven is doing everything holy love can do to move you out of the way. That is why you feel your heart beating faster as you read. That is why your spirit leaping up inside you, recognizing truth when it finally arrives in words you can understand. Out of billions of voices and millions of distractions in this noisy world, God guided your eyes, your fingers, your attention to this exact place at this exact moment. That is not accident. That is divine appointment. That is the Father whispering your name in the council of angels and saying, she must not walk into tomorrow blind. He must not be where the enemy expects him to be. Bring them the warning. Bring them the way out. And the way out is beautifully simple. Michael keeps repeating the same gentle but firm instruction because heaven repeats only what is urgent. Pack your bags, not always with clothes and shoes, though for some of you it will be exactly that. Most of the time, it simply means get ready to shift, get ready to let go, get ready to move with God instead of staying exactly where the enemy thinks you will be when the clock strikes 9:31. It means tonight you quiet your heart and ask the Holy Spirit to show you anything you need to release, anywhere you need to avoid, any conversation you need to walk away from, any plan you need to change, any yes that must become a no, or any no that must become a yes, because peace is speaking. Packing your bags means you refuse to stay stuck in the same posture, the same place, the same cycle the darkness has been studying and planning around. You have felt the pressure building for days, maybe weeks, the restless nights when sleep would not come, the sudden tears that rose for no clear reason, the way little things felt heavier than they should, the tension that appeared in rooms for no obvious cause, the way certain names or places made your stomach turn quietly inside you. All of that has been your spirit picking up the low hum of tomorrow's planned collision long before your mind could put it into words. God never intended you to step into that moment uncovered. That is why he marked the exact minute on heaven's scroll and sent Michael carrying a time-stamped rescue wrapped in love. Most people cry out for even one clear sign from God and never receive it. You have been given three. 3 times heaven has pushed through every distraction and noise to reach you. That does not make you ordinary. That makes you deeply, fiercely, eternally loved and extremely important to the purposes of God. There is something you carry, your prayers, your testimony, your kindness, your future obedience, that the kingdom of darkness is afraid of seeing come to full light. That is why the enemy worked so hard to arrange tomorrow night. That is also why heaven is working harder, pouring out warning after warning, stretching this message long and slow so that not one layer of protection is missed. Every extra paragraph you read is another angel taking his post around you. Every sentence that sinks into your heart is another brick in the wall of fire God is building between you and what was meant to harm you. Every second you choose to stay here instead of closing the screen is another knot in the rope that is pulling you into safety. The length is not accident. The length is mercy. The length is the Father refusing to let you walk half-covered into a moment that was never meant to touch you. Because here is the hidden beauty inside the warning. The very same minute that was designed to break you is the minute God has already prepared to use for your breakthrough. When you obey tonight, when you pack your bags in faith and shift where heaven is asking you to shift, tomorrow at 9:31 will not feel like pain. It will feel like release. The trap will spring, but it will catch the ones who set it. The arrow will fly, but it will fall powerless at your feet. The lie will be spoken, but it will lose every ounce of its strength the moment it leaves their mouth. You will stand in the middle of what was supposed to be chaos and feel only perfect peace, because you chose to listen, you chose to move, you chose to trust the voice that has never failed you. My dear one, I could write 1,000 more pages and it still would not be enough to tell you how wide and high and deep the love of God is for you right now. Michael's wings are spread over your life, even as your eyes move across these words. The Holy Spirit is breathing on every sentence so that it lands soft but strong inside your spirit. The Father himself is watching you read, smiling with fierce tenderness because his child is choosing life, choosing rescue, choosing him. So stay until the very last word. Let the length of this message be the proof of how serious heaven is about keeping you safe. When tomorrow comes and that minute arrives, you will not be touched, you will not be shaken, you will not be forgotten. You will be carried, covered, celebrated, and brought out into a morning brighter than any you have known. Pack your bags tonight, beloved, not in fear, but in faith, not running away, but stepping forward into the wide, open space God cleared for you long ago. The minute will come, and it will pass right over you like a shadow that could never find the sun. You are safe. You are seen. You are eternally, unconditionally, fiercely loved. Now walk in peace, live in power, and watch God turn tomorrow night into the first page of your greatest testimony. My beloved, come very close now, closer than you have ever come to any voice before, because the atmosphere around you in this moment is not the ordinary air of earth. It is trembling with the weight of heaven itself. Something sacred, something urgent, something that feels almost too heavy to hold is resting upon your spirit right now, and deep in the quiet places of your heart, you already know it. That strange pressure you carried all day long, that sudden tightness across your chest for no reason, those little flashes of uneasiness that came and went like lightning behind your eyes, those moments when your thoughts stopped in the middle of a sentence as if an unseen hand had gently touched your mind. None of it was imagination. None of it was tiredness. None of it was coincidence. Those were the soft but unmistakable alarms of heaven sounding inside your spirit, sent ahead of time so that you would not walk blind into tomorrow night. Archangel Michael has been standing at the edge of tomorrow since before you woke up this morning. His feet are planted firmly in the unseen realm. His sword is already unsheathed, and his eyes have not left the darkness that has been trying to arrange itself against your life at exactly 9:31 in the evening. He has stepped in twice already, pushing the danger back, scattering the plans, delaying the moment, but the enemy kept rebuilding the trap in secret. Now, in the boundless mercy of God, heaven has opened the door for one final, third, and last warning. The very last time Michael is permitted to break through the noise of this world and place rescue directly into your hands before the clock reaches that minute tomorrow night. My dear one, please hear me with every part of your being. This is not a long message you can scroll past and forget about in 5 minutes. This is not drama or exaggeration or fear. This is a rope woven of pure light being lowered from the throne of the Father straight into your trembling fingers while the storm is still gathering in places your natural eyes cannot yet see. Tomorrow night at exactly 9:31, something unexpected, something carefully disguised as ordinary, has been scheduled to collide with your path. It may arrive wearing the face of a normal conversation that suddenly turns poisonous, or a decision you're pressured to make too quickly, or a text message that tries to pull you into confusion, or an invitation that feels harmless but carries a hidden hook, or a wave of heaviness that attempts to convince you God has forgotten you. Whatever mask it chooses, its assignment is to shake your faith, wound your heart, steal your peace, and push you off the narrow road God has been guarding over your life with fierce tenderness. But long before that moment ever took shape, the Father saw it forming in the darkness. Long before the enemy whispered his plans, Michael was already standing in the way. And tonight heaven is pouring out everything holy love is allowed to pour, stretching this warning long and slow, wrapping layer after layer of protection around you, so that not one part of your spirit, soul, or body is left exposed when that minute arrives. That is why your heart is beating faster as you read these words. That is why your eyes refuse to look away, even though part of your mind is trying to call this impossible. That is the Holy Spirit inside you leaping up in recognition, shouting silently, "Yes, this is for me. This is the truth I've been feeling but could not name." Out of billions of voices speaking at this very second, out of millions of distractions fighting for your attention, God moved mountains in the unseen realm to guide your fingers, your eyes, your whole being to this exact place at this exact moment. That is not luck. That is not chance. That is the Father calling your name in the courts of heaven and saying, "My child must not be where the enemy expects them to be tomorrow night. Bring them the warning. Bring them the way of escape. Bring them my heart." And the way of escape is beautifully, powerfully simple. Michael keeps repeating the same instruction because heaven only repeats what is life or death urgent. Pack your bags. Not always with physical clothes, though for some of you that will be exactly what it looks like. For most of you, it simply means get ready to shift, get ready to release, get ready to move with God instead of staying in the same place the enemy has been watching and planning around. It means tonight you quiet everything else, close your eyes, and ask the Holy Spirit to highlight anything you need to let go of, anywhere you need to avoid tomorrow evening, any conversation you need to walk away from, any plan you need to cancel, any yes that must become a no, any no that must become a yes, because peace is whispering inside your chest. Packing your bags means you refuse to stay stuck in the same posture, the same habits, the same location the darkness has been studying for weeks. You have felt the pressure building, haven't you? The restless nights when sleep felt miles away, the sudden tears that rose without warning, the way small things suddenly felt unbearably heavy, the tension that walked into rooms with certain people, the way some names or places made your spirit flinch, even when your mind could not explain why. All of that has been your inner being detecting the low, dangerous hum of tomorrow's collision long before your natural eyes could see it. God never planned for you to step into that moment uncovered. That is why he marked the exact minute, 9:31 in the evening, on heaven's scroll, and sent Michael carrying a time-stamped rescue wrapped in fierce, tender love. Most people spend their whole lives begging for even one clear word from God and never hear it. You have been given three. 3 times heaven has broken through every barrier to reach you. That does not make you ordinary. That makes you deeply, fiercely, eternally loved and extremely important to the kingdom of light. There is something you carry, your worship, your prayers, your testimony, your future obedience, that terrifies the kingdom of darkness and causes heaven to fight for you with everything it has. That is why the enemy worked so hard to arrange tomorrow night. That is why heaven is working harder tonight, stretching this message long and slow, making it long on purpose, because every extra paragraph you read is another angel taking his post. Every sentence that sinks in your heart is another brick in the wall of fire God is building around you. Every second you choose to stay instead of closing the screen is another knot in the rope pulling you into perfect safety. The length is not accident. The length is mercy. The length is the Father refusing to let his child walk half-covered into a moment never meant to touch them. And here is the breathtaking promise hidden inside the warning. The very same minute designed to break you is the minute God has already reclaimed for your breakthrough. When you obey tonight, when you pack your bags in faith and shift wherever the Spirit nudges you to shift, tomorrow at 9:31 will not feel like pain. It will feel like sudden, glorious release. The trap will spring, but it will catch only the ones who set it. The arrow will fly, but it will fall powerless at your feet. The lie will be spoken, but it will lose every drop of its poison the moment it leaves their mouth. You will stand in the middle of what was supposed to be chaos and feel only perfect peace, because you listened, you moved, you trusted the voice that has never once failed you. My precious one, I could write 1,000 more pages and still not exhaust the width and depth and height of God's love for you in this moment. Michael's wings are spread wide over your life right now. The Holy Spirit is breathing on every word, so it lands soft but strong inside your spirit. The Father himself is watching you read, smiling with fierce tenderness because his beloved child is choosing life, choosing rescue, choosing him. So stay until the very last syllable. Let the length of this message be the proof of how desperately heaven wants you safe. When tomorrow comes and that minute arrives, you will not be touched, you will not be shaken, you will not be forgotten. You will be carried, covered, celebrated, and brought out into a morning more radiant than any you have ever known. Pack your bags tonight, beloved, not in fear but in faith, not running away but stepping boldly forward into the wide, open space God cleared for you before the foundation of the world. The minute will come, and it will pass over you like a shadow that could never find the sun. You are safe. You are seen. You are eternally, fiercely, unconditionally loved. Now walk in peace, live in power, and watch God turn tomorrow night into the first chapter of your greatest victory story. My beloved, come all the way in now, as close as your spirit can lean, because the air around you in this exact moment is no longer the ordinary air of earth. It is thick with the nearness of heaven, trembling with a weight that only the soul can feel, and deep inside you have already sensed it. That quiet heaviness that followed you all day, that sudden tightness across your chest when there was no reason for it, those fleeting moments when your thoughts froze mid-sentence, as if an unseen hand gently laid a finger on your mind. Those little chills that ran across your skin for no cause. None of it was imagination. None of it was anxiety. None of it was random. Those were the soft, steady alarm bells of heaven ringing inside your spirit, sent days ahead so you would not step blindly into tomorrow night. Archangel Michael has been standing guard at the border of tomorrow since before the sun rose this morning. His feet are planted in the unseen realm. His eyes have never left the darkness that has been quietly arranging itself against your life. And his sword is already blazing with the fire of God's jealousy over you. He has already stepped in twice, scattered the plan, and delayed the moment twice before, but the enemy kept rebuilding the trap in deeper shadow. Now, by the boundless mercy of the Father, heaven has opened the door for one final, third, and last warning, the very last time Michael is allowed to break through every distraction, every noise of this world, and place pure rescue straight into your open hands before the clock strikes 9:31 tomorrow evening.